Hey, what's going on, DDO players? Axel here. So today we're going to do a review of the Soul Splitter pack, which was included very recently in update 43. So this review is going to be spoiler light. So if you haven't run it yet, don't worry too much about watching this. I'm not going to get into like in-depth spoilers, although I will be talking about the adventure pack a bit generally. So let's go ahead and get started. So this adventure pack consists of 6 quests. There are both heroic and epic legendary versions of these quests. It's located in the harbor area of Sharn. So this is the area that was previously very vacant. Now it's not nearly as vacant. The adventure pack, story-wise, consists of you dealing with basically Warforged that have had their souls taken or split from them, which is the reason it's called the Soul Splitter pack. It's a very good story. But let's go ahead and get started, and we'll just talk about each quest one by one. So the first quest does not start out on a high note, in my opinion. It's called Finding Dorris. It's a very big quest. It's one of these quests where if you don't know what to do going in, you can have a lot of trouble just figuring out where to go and what to do. So the first part of the quest, basically you're trying to find clues in a harbor-like area of Sharn. And the second part is a cogs area where you need to find certain NPCs to progress. Again, this quest is very wide open. It's not linear at all. It's really easy to get lost or not know where to go. So I would recommend, if you want to run this one, unless you just really like looking around trying to find stuff, you might want to run this with someone who's run it before. Some other downsides of this quest, for me in particular, when I ran it for the first time, I ran into a quest breaking bug at the end of the quest where there's a null NPC you have to talk to who runs up a flight of stairs and opens a secret door for you. When I was running this, the NPC bugged out, wouldn't run up the stairs, so I couldn't complete the quest. Personally, like I said, I really don't enjoy Finding Dorris very much. I found it quite annoying. While I don't expect a quest to hold my hand through it, I think they went a little too far here. There's even certain items that are hidden, like in barrels, that are required for you to progress, and they don't really, as far as I can tell, maybe I missed something in the NPC dialogue somewhere, even though I did go through it all. I didn't read really much kind of pointing you where to go or what to look for. You just kind of have to figure it out. So yeah, kind of not a great quest in my opinion. I found it quite annoying, but the good thing is once you know where to go, it's easy from there. So just once you have learned the quest and memorize like where to go, you can run it fairly quickly. It's just at first, it's until you learn it, it can be really annoying if you don't know where to go. So the next quest is called Safety in Numbers, quest number 2. It is an extremely simple quest, the simplest by far in the pack, and it's also very short. It's very much the opposite of what Finding Dorris is. It's so straightforward. There's actually Big B's hands in this quest that actually point you exactly where to go, but they make sense from a lore perspective, because basically in this quest you are heading to this organized protest in the city where you have to kind of meet up with this group of Warforged that are protesting. You're trying to find this group of Warforged that are protesting. So the whole point of the signs lore-wise is because it's a group that's holding a protest in the city, and these signs that point you where to go are also there because they are kind of instructing people who want to attend this protest where to go in the city. So, but otherwise it's very, very straightforward. You know, you follow these signs, you kill some mobs, and that's about it. There's not a whole lot to it. And just not much to say about this quest. It's just very straightforward. So quest number 3, the Underling Assignment. Another quest that I really don't like. I really don't like this quest. It's definitely my least favorite of the pack. It's actually on a similar map to the second quest, Safety in Numbers, but it's a lot bigger. Much of the quest, I don't know if it's not exactly the same map, but it's on a similar map, and it's but also one that's a lot bigger. So much of the quest, this particular quest revolves around having to find 4 crests, and these 4 crests are spread out in a huge area throughout the level. And for the first time, now we've had plenty of quests before in DDO where you have to find crests, but this is the first one where the area is huge, and it's extra huge because you have more dimensions to deal with. In this quest, there's actually crests that are hidden in the ceiling, not in the ceiling literally, but way up in the air, to where you have to fly a soar sled, one of those green sleds like you see in the quest in the Sharn expansion, Just Business. You have to use one of those to go find some of the crests. You can spend a lot of time trying to find these crests, and they're not in a contained area. They're actually just spread out in a variety of different rooms in the quest. And again, it's a big quest, so you have to do backtracking and try to find these crests over a large area. So it can take a long time, especially if you're soloing, to find these crests, which is quite annoying. And I don't find this mechanic fun or challenging. I'm all for like there would be kind of a search mechanic, but I think it needs to be confined to a smaller area, or there needs to be it needs to point you more to where to go, or maybe not require you to find all 4 crests to advance, something like that. It just seems a little ridiculous just how big the area is. So yeah, I would say for this they should really confine it to a smaller area, or make it a little bit more forgiving, or point you more in the right direction, because they're just kind of everywhere and it can take you a really long time to find them. So what else? I think that's really about all to say for this quest. There's one other mechanic that I found kind of annoying. There's a required objective at the very beginning of the quest, where basically you need to search an apartment. Make sure you don't miss that, because it actually lets you continue in the quest without fulfilling that objective. And if you reach the end of the quest, you actually cannot complete. It's a required objective. So if you for some reason skip that, and I did the first run, I missed that, you have to run all the way back to the beginning of the quest, and it's a very long quest. So you have to run all the way back to the beginning and do that to actually complete. So that's another kind of annoying mechanic. So yeah, this is definitely my least favorite of the pack. Just they just went too far with the finding the crest thing. Again, it's okay for there to be some kind of searchable mechanic. Just they need to confine it more, make it more forgiving. Okay, so the fourth quest here is called Members Only. This is a fun little quest. I like this one. Okay, it's not an amazing quest, but it's pretty good. It's short and simple and sweet. Basically, you have to find your way in this quest to the end room, and there's 2 different paths you can figure out how to get there. There's one path where you have to kind of solve a puzzle to get into the final room, and there's another path where you basically have to find an NPC. You have to find an item for an NPC, and he'll end up opening the room for you. So it's kind of cool in that way. There's multiple ways to complete it. Other than that, nothing too crazy. You kill some mobs, but yeah, it's an okay quest. It's pretty cool, short and simple, pretty good. Okay, quest number 5 is called the Offshore Account. This quest, I liked it. I found the story quite humorous. This whole story, by the way, in this pack is very good, and we'll talk more about it in a minute. But this particular quest, the Offshore Account, has a really intriguing story, and it really sets up the narrative for the final quest in this pack. Basically, there's main mechanics here is you have to solve some easy wheel puzzles, and you have to swim underwater a bit through different gates that you open by solving these wheel puzzles and get through various rooms. It's nothing too hard to get through. Like, the puzzles aren't that hard. They're actually quite easy. The wheel puzzles, you basically just find the symbol, line up the symbol on the wheel to open the gates. So it's not that difficult. But yeah, it's an entertaining little quest. It's a pretty good quest. Okay, the last quest is called Soul Survivor, and in my opinion, Soul Survivor is easily the best quest in the pack. I thought it was a really, really good quest. Basically, in this quest, you have to make your way to various rooms, and you're kind of assaulting a underwater base. There's an NPC who will kind of help you along the way and help you complete certain objectives that you have to complete to finish the quest. And there's a big puzzle near the end, which is really cool. And I won't give away exactly what goes on in this puzzle, because that's really the key to the whole story of this pack. But I'll just say it's a really good puzzle, and it's a really interesting puzzle. I thought it was just very well done. It's a different take on your kind of normal DDO tile puzzle. So yeah, guys, I guess overall I will say that the pack itself is very hit or miss. As far as the loot goes, when I went through the loot list, I didn't see anything that was like, oh, I gotta have this, must have. But there's certainly good pieces there for a variety of builds. Like they usually design loot, when they design loot for venture packs nowadays, they make loot that can kind of appeal to a ton of huge variety of different builds. So I'm sure that for your different character, depending on what character class you run, you may or may not find something you want from this pack. Maybe a piece or two. It's more than likely there's going to be a piece or two that you're interested in, but for the most part, you're not going to want most of the loot. Just the nature of them building loot for a variety of builds. If you run, say a barbarian, then there's probably only going to be like one or two things you want for that particular barbarian. But hey, if you run a variety of classes, which a lot of players do run a variety of characters, you may be interested in multiple items and a lot of different items. About the pack being hit or miss, it just seems like in this pack the quests are either very good or very bad. Like what I said, the quest number 1, quest number 3, I found them quite annoying, and from what I've read, a lot of other players found them quite annoying too. Not as bad once you learn it, but the learning curve is really annoying at first. The other quests are either just okay or great when it comes to Soul Survivor, which I thought was very good and very fun. That was the quest I had by far the most fun with, was Soul Survivor. With bugs, they've been dealing with pathing issues and a variety of other. There's been not just pathing issues, but a variety of other bugs I saw from my playthroughs, like chests falling through floors, levers being stuck in walls, things like that. I saw quite a bit several times through my playthrough. And then the quest breaking bugs. Finding Dorris, there was a quest breaking bug I've already explained. Apparently in Soul Survivor at the end, there's also some quest breaking bugs that have appeared. Now they are patching these. Just yesterday, actually, they did patched and made improvements to the AI pathing. So hopefully the Finding Dorris one, quest breaking bug is solved. So I know it's something they're working on, but I will say on rollout, it's probably one of the buggier packs I've seen. But it should be much better now after the patch, hopefully. After patch update 43 patch 1, and I'm sure going forward they'll continue to address that. But if I would have done this review like a few days after it came out, I would have said hold off and don't buy it until they fix these bugs. But they're probably in a much better state now after the patch, although I haven't played a lot since the patch to test it yet. I will say the story itself is very, very good. That's one really good thing about this pack, especially when it comes to, I would say, the last 2 quests. I found the story really engaging and entertaining. It's very, very good. Like I said, the story revolves around Warforged that are kind of having their souls split from them, which is the whole reason it's called the Soul Splitter. And there's a lot of variables that go on with that, which you'll figure out as you go through. And a lot of the quests, like particularly like Finding Dorris and Soul Survivor, you need to read the NPC dialogue to really understand what to do in the quest. So make sure you do that. It's definitely not a pack. A lot of these quests, even stuff like members only, you need to read the NPC dialogue to kind of know where to go or know the different routes to go. So it's definitely not a pack where you can just ignore the NPC dialogue and just play it straightforward like hack and slash, other than like quest number 2 in this pack. So just keep that in mind. But it is a very good story that I really did enjoy. I would say right now, I would just say Soul Splitter is a decent pack. I would say it's an amazing pack. I wouldn't say it's a terrible pack. I would just say it's kind of like an average adventure pack. So whether you buy it or not, it's kind of up to you. I wouldn't say it's a must buy, but certainly it is a good pickup if you decide to buy it. So it's just kind of up to you whether you want to buy it or not. Okay, guys, that's going to be it for my review. So let me know what you think of this pack. If you've played it yet, do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you agree or disagree with any of my opinions here? I would be interested in reading that. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Have a good one and take care.